Welcome back to Bearded Ramblings, the show that has the men with the beards. And I know that you won't find many beards on the internet.
That's us.
There's few and far between beards on the internet. It's true.
They're very rare.
Ooh, I hear myself. Where's that? There I am. There that goes. That has the men with the beards. At least we know the sound works. Yourself. Yeah, I forgot to mute myself. I must kill myself because I am terrible at my job. Except this isn't my job, because if it was, I'd be fired a long time ago.
You must do the honorable thing and commit Sudoku.
Good old Sudoku. I can't even count up to 75 yet, so, you know, what chance do I have? I'm sure there's a joke in there somewhere.
I like how you're trying to pick your number in the middle of that sentence.
Yeah, 75-teen. 75-teen. I can't count out that high.
17.5.
17.5. I can't count up to several, okay?
Oh, God.
So, we are joined by Krendar, the man with the very sexy Canadian voice.
Hello, how are you doing?
And we were going to be joined by Lush, but she has failed to arrive, which is a bit annoying. But we are keeping the candle lit in hope that she wakes the fuck up and joins us. And, nah, shit happens. Especially on this channel, Jesus Christ. And we are joined by Marilyn Matters herself. Often seen on The Morning Wood, but Pitmon can't have all the look. I'm very much allowed to steal all his guests, except for him, apparently. Yet.
So far.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We've also stolen his co-hosts.
We have stolen all his No, Red Eye and Landon. Those are the last two holdouts.
They're not co-hosts.
Well, Red Eye used to be. Or at least kind of still. Well, he was on nearly so much that he might as well have been.
I mean, it'd be cool to have them on.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially
guests,
Landon.
not co-hosts. Oh, yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah, Landon. I
got all the stories.
He has all the stories. I want him to retell the story of him pissing in Antarctica. We are also joined by the one and only Bearded Boozathon 2.0, Krendar. What? Thanks to the amazing donations of our, believe it or not, I can say this word, fans. What the hell?
Ooh, we have those?
Apparently, because they paid us. I mean, they might just be stupid with their money, but they could still be our fans. What did they purchase for you?
What did they pay for? They paid for this booze for both Lev and myself. So it is time for us to get drunk on this show.
Unlike me, who's never touched this stuff, this will be a first for me.
No,
to be honest with you,
you get to see his first time with alcohol live, everybody.
Now I might get a little.
I know personally, when we were together, you, me, and Marshall, you just refused to drink the whole time, and Marshall and I were like, drink, 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 and you were just being a little.
I wasn't going to be an Irish stereotype for you. I'm sorry, but I wasn't going to do a little jig. Did you want me to do a little jig for you? Do you want me to fling potatoes out of my arse or something?
Diddly-dee potatoes.
I wanted you to dance at the end of a rainbow with a pot of gold.
Let him do the dance of his people.
Dance of my people is mostly just listening to trance music and going, yeah! that's the dance of my people. Although I have to...
I was just going to say, I'm just backing you up. You're not a drinker at all.
No,
so I'm excited to be here for the first time that you're drinking.
Not at all.
It's not like I was getting shit-faced on Wednesday or Thursday or Tuesday.
It's not like he has a show where he specifically gets drunk every Wednesday.
Blue alcohols are always serious business. Damn right. Granda got a very nice one. As for me, I've never tried this before. Copperhead.
Well, mine's got a nice name at least. I don't know where it is on the quality level, but it's called Bombay Sapphire.
I've always found it to be a little higher than average. It's a nice one.
Although I don't know how gin can be dry when it's a liquid, but
you'll taste it and you'll figure it out pretty quickly. Let me tell you.
I already had a shot actually,
and
I don't know why that shot is described as dry, but hey.
I never understood that, like the dry and wet, like because I get wine a lot. And they're like, oh, well, do you want a dry or wet? I'm like, I actually don't understand the difference. Just give me
They're all
something.
liquids. They're all wet.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't know what it means.
Well, if you don't mind, I could spend the next 4 hours going over the nuances of alcohol, or we can get
I think I might actually mind, in fact. Yes.
How about we just instead of the theory, how about we put it into practice straight away?
I think that's a great idea.
I have to get this bloody cork off. I'm almost thinking it's going to go pop like a bottle of champagne. Speaking of champagne, that is what I'm going to get with this bar up here at the top, the Krendar, while I have this epic battle with this cork. You tell me. You tell me. Ooh,
just don't spray your camera down there, Marilyn. Oh, she was just doing...
I was just pretending to...
Spraying champagne gestures.
No, it's not that. Your screens have all changed.
I know. I know.
You lost a screen share.
I did.
Oh, that.
Well, yeah.
I turned mine off because it was just saying paused anyway, so I figured I might as well have a camera to look at.
Well, don't forget that when you do that, your whole cameras move.
I did forget that, actually.
Thanks, man, for making my life just a bit more easy.
Oops.
There we go. Back to normal.
Oh, look, it's Cobes.
Cobes. They can't see. Don't spoil. Although I don't think we have Cobes tonight for once. I think he's all right. I think he's okay to rest in his man lair, which is still shockingly clean.
Poot.
Poot, pout, pout, pout.
No. I don't know. Whoever made that song remix did a great job.
Oh, there was no pop. Anyway. Ooh, that smells nice. That smells very fruity. Fruity.
Clinkies.
Clink. Schlanta.
I thought it was slansha.
I did, but I had something in my mouth.
You did what?
I had something in my mouth. That tastes like gin. It tastes like expensive gin. It gets the job done, I suppose.
So, Lev, is it slanta or slansha?
Oh, it's slansha.
Okay.
So Krendar, just tell us real brief about what's going to happen with Bearded Boozathon 3.
Basically the same thing that's happening right now. You get to pay for us to do this again. Mm-hmm. So we will take the proceeds to the booze store, get ourselves some sloshed.
I'm actually going to get myself some champagne for round 3.
Champagne. I haven't decided what yet for me.
Thing is, though, with Bearded Boozathon 3, that's going to be the last Bearded Boozathon for at least a while, because I'm thinking that if we do reach that far, we should look into options to expand the show. So, but that's all over in the theoretical over there, and we're doing the practical.
Yeah, look at some different reward.
Yeah, in fact, I'm actually thinking of doing a straw poll, actually, and leaving it up to you guys. I'll throw in some suggestions. I'm sure Krendar's got some suggestions, and then the rest we'll leave up to the hordes of fans, just thousands of them, millions of fans that we have.
Our millions of
might
free
I say
fans.
Billions?
No, that's silly.
Let's not get carried away.
What's wrong with you, woman? Well, Jesus Christ.
We're a humble show. We'll settle for millions.
Yeah. Billions.
I ain't humble.
What's next? Thousands?
Very humble.
How dare I?
Let's not get carried away.
Remember, I can't
like the way you think, though. It's good to have goals.
Yeah. Reach for the stars until you realize you'll burn up long before you touch one. There's a metaphor there, and it's a sad one.
That's a beautiful metaphor.
Isn't it? And in fact, you'll suffocate long before you actually get up to them. So it's a multi-tiered thing. The more you think about it, the sadder it gets.
Fly high, like be inspired by Icarus and fly high.
Yeah, just maybe,
and then make sure you forget the ending of that story.
Yeah, or maybe invest in some higher quality glue.
See, the thing I always wondered about that story was he made wings out of wax, but how did he flap them? How did he control them?
With his
arms. On his arms or something?
Yeah, they didn't know what like how shit worked quite yet, so they just kind of were like, oh, if you just get a bunch of fake wings together, you should be able to fly.
It worked.
It worked until it didn't.
I mean, it worked as long as the wings were there.
I think you might have missing that words. And now we have.
You make an excellent point.
Yeah, words indeed. And now we have the joy of the cursor once again not showing. You know what? That happened.
Welcome back, cursor. We missed you.
Or rather, no, it's the opposite. We don't have the cursor now. Just one technical problem after another. I'm going to be honest with you. This computer's on its last fucking legs.
Well, I saw it for a minute. Then it was gone again. There it is.
Wait, you guys can see it?
Yeah.
I can't.
I can see it on the screen share.
I can see it on the screen share too. So I can see it on the screen share, but I can't actually see it on the...
There you go. You can work through the screen share.
Oh, okay. Maybe after a few more drinks. I'm actually going to stop streaming the screen, and that might fix it.
Yeah.
That didn't fix it.
Oh.
I forget how you do.
What a day.
I know, right? One technical problem after another. I feel like I'm opening Jurassic Park or something.
Well, we should probably get some pretty good tips over people watching us being eaten by dinosaurs, at least.
Oh, hell yeah. Like, that's the least we can hope for. Like, after all, tips, find a way.
I was just remembering that clip, too.
Now, the question is, if you were going to be eaten by a dinosaur, what dinosaur would you want it to be?
Whichever one will put me out of my misery the fastest.
I don't know enough about dinosaurs, but I'll just say a T-Rex because that's the only one I know. And have cute little small arms.
So like Jurassic Park 3.
They are derpy.
Like the Loposaurus, the little tiny ones? No, the Loposaurus were the ones with the huge face wing things. That
said T-Rex.
Yeah.
I said T-Rex. That's like the only dinosaur I know the name of.
But you get to see its baby eat one in a person in 3. And the T-Rex is about the size of like a baby horse.
I've actually never seen the movies.
I actually haven't either.
Really? Jesus Christ! There's one thing we could add to the list. Show Krendar. Yeah. Show Krendar the Jurassic Parks. Yeah.
And your gin's hitting fast, eh?
Oh God, I wish that was the gin. No, I'm losing my fucking mind over this cursor thing. I can't. Oh God.
Yeah. Totally can't.
I can't. 100%.
You can't even.
I cannot. This is getting silly. This is getting very silly. There, share your screen. I can't. But what I can do is bring that. There we are, you son of a bitch. You're back now, aren't you? Yeah. Man versus cursor, the road to victory.
You can't avoid us forever, you son of a bitch.
A pulley system all being operated by pulsating ass muscles. That's how Icarus operated the wings. Damn, that's a fine booty that he would have had right there. Like, that thing. That's a great
theory.
Yeah, he would have. It would have been because his dad built the fucking. His dad built where's the Minotaur live? Where'd the Minotaur go?
Minos.
No, the maze.
Yes, that's why
the labyrinth. Huh? The labyrinth. I mean, Daedalus built the labyrinth, so it stands to reason.
The labyrinth that was on the Isle of Minos.
Yeah, look at you trying to.
This is why they called him a Minotaur.
Yep, because originally they worshipped bulls, and they jumped over them. Never been to Crete. Always wanted to go. All right, enough gibber and jabber. Let's get into something good. Something very good. So, first up, we have something that I'm sure everyone has been well aware of.
Well, vaguely.
The shipping losses mount from the cargo vessels stuck in the Suez Canal.
I heard one passing mention of this, barely.
This has been affecting the whole of the world's economics, this one ship.
How did it get like that anyway?
I actually don't know. Ismail, Egypt. I've passed by the Suez Canal. It's surprisingly narrow for such an important. It's of course incredibly long, but it's very narrow. Dredgers, tugboats, and even a backhoe. Okay.
well, length is more important than girth, after all, right? So.
I don't know. Well, but if you're, you don't have much length, but you're girthy and you can vibrate on command.
Oh. You just gotta hum your favorite tune.
More than 150 vessels are now backed up, with hundreds more heading towards to the vital waterway, and losses to global shipping are mounting. The skyscraper-sized Ever Given, carrying cargo between Asia and Europe, ran aground Tuesday in the narrow man-made canal dividing the continent of Africa from the Sinai Peninsula. Even helped by high tides, authorities have been unable to push the Panama-flagged container vessel. So many container vessels have come out of Panama, not because they're made there or they're bought off by Panama, for tax reasons. Panama has a very weird tax law about its shipping. A sign of turmoil, Blockus has called the ships. Japan's owner even offering a written apology. Now, I saw a map of just how many ships are blocked up, and it is insane. The entirety of the Arabian Gulf is just this one big traffic jam right now.
Oh,
it's like trillions are probably being like just floating there.
You'd think they would have had some sort of system in place for something like this
to go around it, most likely.
It somehow.
Yeah.
Or a detour setup, yeah.
Although
this has never happened before, though.
Oh, it has, but only during times of war. The Egyptians did it in the 50s when they seized it from the European powers. As effort-free resumed as daylight Thursday, an Egyptian Canal Authority official said workers hope to avoid offloading containers from vessel, as it would take days to do so, would extend the closure. Official spoke on a condition of anonymity, as he wasn't authorized to talk to journalists. Dredgers have tried to clear a silt around the massive ship. Tugboats nudged and vessels alongside it, trying to get momentum. Like, this thing is just, let's see if there's any like pictures showing it. It is insanely huge, and you can just see like these tiny little boats trying to move it, and it's not happening. It's perfectly wedged, and it's not moving anytime soon. It's just an absolute shit show. Look, there it is from the.
You gotta get some. You gotta get like a fleet of tugboats in there or something.
They're trying to move, as you can see there. They're literally trying to move the canal itself away from the boat.
Oh, is it? It's like actually wedged into the side.
Yeah, it's perfectly wedged in between the shape of it.
So it's stuck in the dirt. Oh,
yeah,
geez.
On both sides of the canal. Like, there's.
How did that happen?
Something to do with the helmsman. The helmsman kept on trying to stay on course, and it just kept on drifting more and more, if I'm right. That's what I remember hearing. Photos released by Suez Canal shows the head of Suez Canal Authority team look from another vessel towards Ever Given, Paramount flagship. Yeah.
How long's it been stuck there now?
Geez, about 3 days, I think. 2-3 days most. Like, every day, like, if you notice things suddenly jump up in price, like on Amazon, the like, it's almost certainly because of this. Yeah, that is just insane. But like you said, they should have had something in place. Just, I don't know what they could have done. Maybe have like a rail network to quickly ferry all the things on the boats from one end to another. Have another set of boats waiting on the other end. It would cost a fortune, but you can still get your things there on time. Because now what they have to do is they have to sail around Africa, all the way around Africa to get into Europe.
Man, what a mess! I mean, they even added a new feature to the to Civ 6, basically just to replicate being able to do this. That's how important this is, and it inspired a game feature.
Yeah, was it Gathering Storm?
Yeah, they added the ability to do like these sort of canals. I think they actually have this specific canal as a wonder.
Yeah, they do. They got the Panama and they got the Suez Canal. You have to have the right terrain feature to pull it off.
I think it's actually the Panama Canal.
But is it?
That's the wonder, but it's the same idea, right?
Documents show Amazon is aware of drivers peeing in bottle and even defecating en route, despite company denial. Yeah, did you see there was a public relations woman out of Amazon who said that you have to be insane in order to believe, here, this is the actual thing. At least I think it's a woman. I don't know. It doesn't make too much of a difference. They're a piece of shit either way. But look, you don't really believe the peeing in bottles thing, do you? That was true. No one would work for us. We've seen your propaganda videos. You know, some people.
I believe it.
Trust busting and stuff.
Mm.
No,
union busting.
What do they call it? Union.
Yeah. Trust busting is good, Krendar.
Yeah, wrong word.
Somewhere Teddy Roosevelt's ghost is very angry at you right now.
I saw something the other day where somebody was talking about Teddy Roosevelt's trust busting, and that was just in my brain.
That would be probably extra credits.
That'd be the one.
Yeah.
I haven't watched that video yet, but I saw the title there.
Yeah, they've done a 5-parter on it, I think. It's pretty good. Practice. The documents shown the management was identified. Now, they're claiming that they don't know anything about it, right? But look, here's actually here's a document from them. Unprofessional behavior, bucket violation behavior, public urination, public defecation, or public indecency, physical violence, threat of violence, gross, demonstrable. These are all things they've had to pay to make go away or just deal with legally. So they completely are aware. They're 100% aware that they pay their people so little and they give them so little time that they're forced to take shits more or less while standing, which isn't the only industry that does it. The meatpacking industry, I watched John Oliver's thing on it. It's actually where I found that video. I don't know if you saw it. It was this guy from Pennsylvania. He was a chicken farmer, a chicken mogul. And he had all these ads in the 70s and 80s. But yeah, this is they know what they're doing and they don't care. Hello, this evening an associate discovered human feces in an Amazon bag that was returned to a station by a driver. This is the third occasion in the last 2 months when bags have been returned to stations with poop inside. Very professional word there, poop. We understand that DA may have emergencies where on route, especially during COVID. DAs struggle to find bathrooms while delivering. Regardless, DAs must not return bags to station with poop inside. They had to underline that. We noticed an uptick in recently all kind of unsanitary garbage being left inside bags. Used masks, gloves, bottles of urine. I scanned the QR codes of the bag. We can easily identify the DA who was the bag last. These behaviors are unacceptable and will result in tier 1 infractions going forward. Yeah, well, here's the thing. Maybe if you gave them the ability to go to the toilet, they could.
I mean, come on, be a professional truck driver about things and poop your pants instead.
Yeah. Although then
that's what I would have done.
Then they'd be probably annoyed that you're fucking over their uniform, you know?
Oh, they don't provide uniforms for the truckers, I bet.
I've actually not seen. I've seen an Amazon van recently on Twitter, and it was like a completely driverless van. So that's the future. Hey, once you get rid of all the drivers, then they won't be pooping.
I can believe their drivers wear uniforms, but I bet they make them buy them.
Oh yeah,
they're probably owned by the truckers. You got to wash this yourself.
Here, from shit to something that might become shit one day. Scientists cook hot dogs on lava after volcano erupts in Iceland.
Ooh. I get one. In Iceland, presumably.
Probably. Seems like video went full throttle more than anything.
Do you think it tastes like coal barbecue or something?
Yeah, I've seen people cook like this before on volcanoes.
I saw a video once of somebody cooking steaks over molten metal.
I saw a guy do this with an ostrich egg at one point. You have to fling it in just for a few seconds. Look at that.
first of all, you're on an active volcano. Like, that's dangerous.
Extremely.
Jesus. Second of all, that's not cleanly.
And finally,
I was just gonna say, you're cooking these hot dogs on the ground. That's unsanitary.
Well, I don't know. Like, it's so. I suppose everyone will just taste like charcoal.
Yeah, but we're not talking about the taste. We're talking about the sanitation of it.
Ooh,
what we should do is find an actual lava flow that's still liquid and moving, and then put them over top of that so they're not touching it.
It's interesting you say that. When I was in Lanzarote, at the top of the island, there is a active volcano, but it's like very, very like bubbling away. It doesn't do anything, but there's this sort of tourist trap destination you go to, and they cook your dinner on like a spit over the fumes that come out of it.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it gives it a very unique flavor. The chicken in particular, it's very nice. But yeah, Iceland's been dealing with a rash of volcanoes. I mean, look at that right there. Look at the flow.
Yeah, see, they should have cooked it over top of that.
River of lava. That looks like something out of fucking Mordor. Dude, that's an album cover.
Just get one of those, like, the metal grills that goes over top of your barbecue and put it over top of that lava flow.
Yeah.
Do that.
Or, well, maybe not, considering it's literally spitting out bits of lava. Maybe let it cool down a little bit first.
Well, you just goes a little bit down the flow to where it's not spitting anymore.
Yeah. Interestingly enough, Iceland really appreciates this to some degree, because when it hits the water, it cools and becomes more land. So it actually does grow the country a little bit each and every time there's a...
Hey, I've played Terraria. That's how you make obsidian.
Hell, isn't that how you do it in Minecraft?
I don't know. I don't play that shit.
So dismissive of Minecraft, Jesus.
I've tried it. I wasn't really into it.
Oh, this one you sent me.
I did. I sent this one last night.
Yeah, petition to call for streets to change outdated name of Golden Gaytime ice cream. And it looks like it's...
And not for the reason why you might be imagining so far.
It looks like breaded chicken. Like it looks...
It does look like breaded chicken. It looks like fried chicken. That's exactly what it looks like.
It's fried chicken with cream cheese inside.
Member of the, let's just go say the queer community, because it's fucking easier.
At this point,
demanding iconic Australian ice cream, Golden Gaytime, to your name due concern is outdated. The man only identified as Brian Mack. Yes, Brian Mack Watts. It's a family name. MacDonald, McDermott, Mac. Like, launched...
Mac Brian.
Brian McBrien. Launched a petition earlier this month called...
I actually know a guy called Steve Steves, by the way.
I think you mentioned that before.
It's the weirdest fucking name. What were the parents thinking?
What's his middle name?
Call our child, honey.
Can I just say I've never liked any juniors, because I've always thought it was very like owning the child when you're like, oh, I'm Mark Jr. This is
I
my
wouldn't
dad.
say it's owning the child so much as just being so arrogant that you can't possibly think of any other name to give your child except for your own name.
Honestly, it's so I hate that. It's so gross. First of all, it just sounds stupid. Second of all, it's just so like, oh, you have to be like me, so here's my name. It's like, I hate that.
Although I feel like I would probably call my kid Junior without naming my kid after myself. Just Junior.
Just Junior. That'd be interesting.
As a nickname, I mean, not as an official name, but
yeah, I'd call mine
Junior.
I'd call mine Rudiger.
Well, that's very different. Just doing it as a nickname.
Not that I'm ever gonna have a kid, mind you, because I'm too damn old for that already.
You're not a woman. You could still churn them out until the day you die.
Yeah, but I don't have the energy to deal with the kid once it's born.
Oh, please. The second you've passed on your genes, like your DNA will just shut down. Right. Problem solved.
Exactly. I'm low energy enough as it is now, which is why I'm the perfect co-host for you. But it'll just go down even further when that happens.
As part of the queer community, I believe my sexual identity is owned by me, not a brand, and that outdated meaning no longer applies. Of course, in this case, don't they mean like golden gay time in the sense of like the Flintstones will have a gay old
Gay
time?
As in happy and joyous.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, they don't mean gay.
Also, I want to point out as well, this is the first time I've ever heard a gay person being offended by the use of the word gay.
This is not for me. At this point, everyone's getting offended by everything. But I mean, like,
true.
This isn't being like, oh, it's gay. It has, you know, a different sexuality. It's literally an object. It's a dessert, and it was named way back when, where like gay was like you could use the word gay and it didn't mean anything really.
You wouldn't have used the term gay as a term for homosexuality back then. You'd have probably there would probably been way more things we call slurs like sodomite. You know, like if you're gonna,
besides, you think a member of the gay community would be one of the first people that wants to go out and have a gay time, right?
Hell, I know I'm straight as fuck, but I do love having a gay time because that means I'm fucking happy. I'm also eating breaded chicken ice cream. Which, again, this does make me just want to get like a piece of chicken.
I think it might be peanut butter, by the way.
I know it's not.
I'm guessing. I know we're making fun of it, but I think that's...
Since collecting more than 900 signatures, I find that interesting because normally these petitions get way more people, and so far it's only gotten 900 signatures.
Well,
just wait till you see some of the shit this guy says later.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, I am. You know me. I try to be woke as fuck these days, or at least based and red pilled. But I am not.
Never be woke. Be based and red pilled instead.
Oh, can I be poggers? Can I be poggers?
I don't think you're capable of not being poggers, my friend.
Fucking poggers.
I'm gonna say an unpopular opinion. My opinion's very unpopular, but I think the people who say they're woke, they're not actually woke, bro. Not fully. No. Not actually.
It's like
I think they have a very bad understanding of woke. Like they understand more issues, but
like
I think ignorance, genuine ignorance, like that'll change.
It's also, it reminds me of like the quote unquote male feminists that are just pretending to go along with the whole thing so that they can get some tail.
Yeah. I mean, like I appreciate that, like they're like, you know, they are having more of like their eyes open to things, but like platforms like TikTok and stuff, kids are just learning random things to just have an opinion on. They're not actually making their own opinion, and they don't actually know what to believe. They're just being told what to believe, and then they believe it and then go out and just act on it. And I think that's what's ruining society.
Thing though,
and it's going to continue.
You said they're kids. Most of these people who act like that are a bunch of fucking kids who've never lived a day in their lives or just starting college and their eyes are blown. Here's the thing. Back when I was in college, I had some fucked up views. And when I was younger than that, I had some very fucked up views. But at the same time, like, I grew and changed. So I like the idea that they're on the right path, but they're being so cringy about it. And what's worse is that a lot of times when they've grown up a little bit and they drop some of the more screechy council culture side of their lives, they'll still maybe not learned all the lessons they should have learned about, you know, how to be a good person, but also maybe not make this your entire existence, you know? Like, especially because then you've got people on, say, the left. Oh, tankies are a great example of that. You know, communists who just, they love the idea of the Soviet Union and China and all that shit. And you're like, dude, those were horrible things. That wasn't communism. That was like a perversion of communism. Like, no, it isn't. You're a bunch of shills and like you suckle on the corporate teat, man. And like they're like 17 years old and they think North Korea is a great place to live. You know, like
bunch of idiots.
The Ghazi, the same thing with Ghazi. Like, just take them off to the area that they love so much and see how long they fucking last, right?
Right.
Like Ghazi wouldn't last more than 5 seconds in a refugee camp in fucking Africa, and these tankies wouldn't last 5 seconds walking down the street in Pyongyang. But
Ahuro, y'all.
Ahuro. We're never watching any of his videos unless he calls us out directly. He is just so annoying. I could just. Oh God, no.
I think Chris Tucker should sue him for copyright infringement.
I don't think Chris Tucker wants to remember that part of his career.
I hope he's not like that anymore because I hated that shit.
The Fifth Element was probably the
worst.
Chris
Tucker.
Rudy Rob.
Well, Fifth Element was the best because he was playing a weird flamboyant character, so he had an excuse to be like that.
Yeah, but the noises out of his mouth was like.
Yeah, but he was basically mocking Prince, so that was fine.
Yeah, but Prince was literally the Rambo only in comparison to that character.
That's true, but again, it's a caricature, right? That was literally the only time I've ever actually enjoyed Chris Tucker in any way at all.
I think I've seen one or two of his
stand-up and only because he was doing this silly character. The rest of the time, he's like that as just a normal guy. It drives me nuts.
I'm more classic Chris Rock, anyway.
Tucker, not Rock.
No, Chris Rock. Who's Chris Rock again? What am I thinking?
He's somebody that's actually legitimately funny.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like I'm more classic him. That's one I'm more enjoyable, more enjoying.
Well, yeah. I just thought you were trying to compare different eras of Chris Tucker to each other.
No. Because in that case, I'd have just compared two completely different comedians.
Yeah. I'll go Chris Rock every day over Tucker for sure.
Golden Gay Time. It does sound weird to say. It actually reminds me of GoldenEye, the game from the N64.
Hey, everybody liked that, so that's good advertising.
Toffee and vanilla flavor.
My like point of view on this is like I don't think the name is awesome. I don't think it's like, oh my God, it's such a brilliant name. Why get rid of it? I think more of it as like it's a name for an ice cream bar.
Oh,
why change it? Like really, like
it's not a name that needs defending, but on the other hand, it doesn't need to be attacked either.
Exactly. It's like, who is it hurting? Just because it has gay in the title?
Nobody else.
Yeah.
It's not. No one really cares.
It's the culture war shit that like there's so many other things you got to worry about. The culture war should not be one of them.
And that's the thing. And unfortunately, like, people right now are getting like so pissy at like little tiny things when like there's so many bigger fights to fight. It's like why fight these little stupid fights that don't actually matter?
Yeah, how about you fight for something that actually matters instead?
I mean, I would, for example, I'm looking here at Coon Cheese reveals new name after facing racism. But I would be.
I saw a little bit about this, by the way. To add context to that, Coon is the family name of the people who created this, who started that company.
Maybe, but like that's all the context.
It's still a bad feel right now.
It's a very bad feel. It's like that restaurant Pitmonk went to. What was it called? Like Tar Babies or something like that.
Tar Baby.
Yeah, like
Tar Babies.
What was if that was like a family name? Like, I'm John Tar Baby. I'm like, okay, you could maybe change that legally. You probably,
or maybe not name the restaurant after your family name if that's the case. Although this company was probably created before that became a slur, honestly.
Well, Coon, like
but they might have considered changing it since then, though.
Yeah.
Actually, I think they have. I believe the point here is that these two pictures are both companies that had iffy names and then changed them.
Ah, okay. Being subjective.
So that's why they're trying to compare them. They're trying to compare this to Gay Time, being like, look, these guys changed their names. Why can't you do it too?
Yeah, but once again, it's a name of a product. So why did they even do it?
It's not even. This one's not even offensive. It's not a slur.
Well, this guy is like offended because this is what he says here. Just to be a gay man, even in 2021, is still hard. Probably very much true. We still have a long way to go, fully accepted as equals, but we see an area in life is not equal. We're able to change it for the better, and why wouldn't you speak up? But what? How does this make it better or worse? Like this wasn't meant to be aimed towards as a slur. Now, if it was like something like F-word popsicles or something like that. Dykes Burgers,
You know what? I just realized there's a very highly rated and popular car brand that needs to change their names because Trans Am's, that's offensive.
Oh, that's 100% true.
I guarantee at some point that's gonna go too, and it's just kind of crazy.
If that happens, New York will secede from the Union.
and you know what? I know somebody who would be the first person to call foul on that happening, and who is trans. So
yeah,
it's a mess.
They do Cornetto. All right, cool. Cornettos. I fucking love me some Cornettos. Oh, I love the look of that one. That one looks cool. Looks trippy.
That one it does look trippy.
I would put that in my mouth.
Absolutely. I'd
probably fruity.
Probably fruity and indeed tooty. Yeah, no, it's just gonna be in that corporate stuff and all that shit. No, I mean, like I get it, like whatever. It's not gonna be.
I hope these guys put their foot down and tell them to get the fuck off.
No, it looks like they're looking into it anyway. So, oh shit! I know this one here. We're going to something a little lighter after this, but chaos, but no fatalities. A stadium stand collapses in India.
Ooh.
More than 100 people have been injured as they fell apart in the stadium.
Okay.
Oh shit!
Holy! Like the way it topped over, it's like a house of cards. It's kind of weird. They were like doing a Mexican wave right there, but it was like with their whole bodies.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Fuck!
And not a single person dead, which is really lucky.
Oh, you know there's injuries though.
Oh yeah, there's multiple injuries. More than 100 people have been injured.
Especially the people in the back row, they fell the farthest. Like the front half probably not so bad, but the back half probably got.
That was
hurt.
Yeah, pretty shit. Yeah.
Don't let your stands be built by the lowest bidder, by the way.
Or else you're gonna get James Brown's ghost demanding why isn't it double boated? Yeah, man, why isn't this bandstand double boated? I didn't feel like it.
Yep.
All right, now we go on to this is something that probably a lot of people have been talking about, and in fact, I need to update this link because I've been holding on to it for about a week, and there's been some updates since then.
There have, such as the person who accused him apologizing for it.
Yep. Everyone, of course, is jumping in on it.
Also, let's point out as well, can we really take accusations seriously when they originate from Reddit?
That could set a bad precedent, so I'm going to say yes, but right now, no.
I would say a hard maybe.
Yeah, maybe, like
because that is a festering pit of trolls and villainy.
Like,
but not necessarily everybody.
No, I mean sometimes that might just be the biggest. That might just be the biggest avenue for people to get. You know,
I haven't seen his response here though, so I'm curious about this
response to the Reddit allegations. So, people who don't know, real quick, Game Grumps guy.
That face right there is his response, though.
Yeah,
for sure.
He definitely looks like he's being accused by a bunch of people of.
It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah. But yeah, Dan from the Game Grumps was accused of sexually. It was kind of a bit vague, but the best way to describe it was sexually pseudo-grooming, for lack of a better word. Taking advantage of
but not really.
Yeah, because she was in her 20s, but he'd been talking to her.
He groomed a 22-year-old somehow.
The way
I don't know how that works.
I will say this: it was an abuse of power. Like he clearly had like control over her to some degree because of just his status, but
as a fan,
yeah, I mean that gets into groupie culture, and the thing about groupie culture is that the more I think about it, the more it is kind of creepy. Like it
can be. Although didn't she start things though?
I think she said hi to him originally, and then he just kind of kept her around, which makes me wonder why. She was 17.
Well, I mean, there's nothing wrong with making friends with your fans.
Oh, well, absolutely not. I've met one or two people who know me.
And she was 17 when it started, but he wasn't flirting with her at first. She
exactly.
was already an adult by the time he was flirting with her.
He was a groomer. That's not true. Like, he's not a groomer, at least not in this regard. There could be other cases, but I haven't heard anything about it. Though the host often posts content that is light in nature, David outlaws deal with accusations that stemmed from a Reddit thread. What happened to the Game Grumps? Read for the breakdown allegations. What happened to the Game Grumps? Anonymous person posted on Reddit about her alleged interaction with David Is it Avedian? Avidan. The thread included screenshots of the text messages and videos, and said that Avidan said to her, he cannot be seen in the video, but I saw the video. It's cringy as fuck. But the video can be heard describing a jacuzzi tub in the speaker's hotel room. Content of the video is sexually explicit. He's like, wow, this is so great. It'd be really nice if you could come over and we could fuck in it. Like, buddy, you could maybe phrase that a little better. But then again, maybe...
Yeah, but who knows how much they've been flirting before that, though.
Yeah,
like, maybe that's the level that they were at by then. And she was already 22 by then, right?
Yeah, he would have... that's what I believe. Woman alleged she had been exchanging text messages with Dan Evidence 2013 when she was 17. He would have been 34 at the time. You know what? The thing is, teenagers who might watch on the off chance, we have the occasional teenager. Look, it's a different time, and more importantly, I've never really gotten along well with really young people, so I'm not really all that interested in, like, befriending you more often than not. I mean, you're teenagers. I'm a 30-something-year-old man. What have we got in common?
There's naturally going to be differences in what you like and what kind of person you are in attitudes when one person is twice the age of the other one.
Now, in all fairness,
although not necessarily always. Some people are more mature for their age, but you don't make assumptions is all.
Yeah, like that gets into the whole parasocial relationship and shit like that. But I mean, it doesn't help that most of the people who have hounded me since I started this channel to be like my friend and shit like that, or just started stalking and started to harass me and all that shit, they were all like 19, 17, 18. I'm like, dude, get the fuck away from me. You're creepy. Like, I was telling them, like, I was literally telling them to get away from me. You're creeping me the hell out. And they would be like, no. They were spazzing. And I'm sorry, but I can't stand spazzes. I know people were like, oh, well, what's the problem?
That's when it's time to block somebody.
Yeah, like, Jesus, giant red flags. Bill, if he's in the chat, he knows what I'm talking about. If Chaos Gamer was in the chat, he'd also know what I was talking about. It's just, it's a generational thing as well. Like, I'm a much slower person. I enjoy,
and of course, the older you get, the wider the range of ages that you have to back away from. Right?
I can't understand a lot of what's going on with kids these days. Like, I barely
like at my point, you can be firmly an adult and still be half my age.
Days, like
right?
All right, Marilyn. As you are clearly the youngest person in the room right now, what would like a 13, 14-year-old be into? Would it be just TikTok and stuff like that? Like,
I honestly, yeah, I think just like TikTok and shit like that. I mean, like, I know personally from my sister, she's 14, and I know she's really into TikTok, and pretty much just that. Like, I don't really know anything else about kids nowadays. Like, I know back when I was a kid, when I was that age, I was like hanging out with friends. I was like, I personally, I did a lot of dance and cheerleading. I loved longboarding, so I'd get out and like get into the outdoors and like do a lot of things. But like now, all you really hear about is just TikTok and just social media, and it kind of sucks.
In the room, I just want to say I've never watched TikTok once.
I have.
I don't even blame you.
Egghead. I've watched Egghead's TikToks.
But I definitely never thought I'd be one of those people to be like, oh, these kids nowadays. But I definitely am. I'm like, I'm dumbfounded by the shit I see going on. It's like, wow. And I'm 20. Like, I'm still pretty fucking young. And I'm like, wow, what the hell? It's crazy.
Like, this is my point. This is my point too. Like I was saying, like the older you get, the larger the range of people being half your age. Like, people can be an adult and still be half my age. Like, you're actually slightly less than half my age, Marilyn, for example.
Wow. Yeah.
I'm an old ass man. But still, like we're getting along better than like some of these spurgy ass kids. But
well, I'm definitely I'm very different from the average person my age.
Yeah,
I'm very different from the average person in general. So my age and just my that doesn't really define who I am. I'm very very different.
It's not something you can take at face value, but there are still a lot of people that age that are just like TikTok obsessed.
I agree.
Stalking people,
they're kids. When else are they ever going to be spazzy? You know, like I understand that, especially if that's like the culture. It's just a culture I don't get, and I feel alienated by, and I have nothing. I can't kayfabe, but like Billy the Fridge, for example, who's like, yeah, I'm young and hip with the kids. No, you're fucking not. You're older than me.
I don't know. I just don't get it, because like I just don't understand how kids don't want to be like out and about and doing shit. Because like I loved that. I hated being in that house when I was a kid. I wanted to be out all the time, hanging out with friends and doing shit. And like, I don't know, you just don't see that as much.
And by the way, credit to you as well for being like you're an energetic person, and of course you are. You're young, but you're not like these spazzy spurgs like some of these others. You know.
No, I've actually chilled with her, and she's chill. She can relax. I mean, here's a great example. When we went out to play pool, like I know some people that at your age, they would have been basically like kids on cocaine. You know, they'd have been just screeching and howling and like.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, oh God, that would have put me off. Like that would have been, I'd have been polite and been smiling and all that, but back then I'm like, oh fuck,
No, for sure. I'm not gonna lie, I'm definitely the type of person that actually like can't stand when other people do that. I'm like, let's just keep it chill. Like I'm super I'm very interesting. Can you turn that down a bit? I'm like an introverted extrovert. It's really strange. So like I know how to be like super like outgoing and fun, but then at the same time I'm like, let's just chill. Let's just keep it down.
You know what? I understand what you're saying. I'm kind of like that too. Like maybe a lower energy version of it at my age, but like I enjoy hanging out with people. I enjoy being social, but at the end of the day, I recharge my batteries by just chilling out and playing games on my own or something for a while. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
I was never really all that social, but look, I had a small, and to this day I have a small clique of friends, one of which should have been here tonight. And you know, we
Lush.
But we like what we would find interesting would be great, but I did have one friend, my best friend, and he was very extroverted and loud and bombastic. And when we used to sneak beer and when we used to go to house parties and things like that, he used to be so over the top that if he had been like that normally, I wouldn't have ever been friends with him. It's just something that I wouldn't have been able to process. But here's the thing, like it's if that's how they want to live their lives, that's great, that's fine, but I don't want to be involved in that. That's why I don't have as much of a understanding as modern day like stuff like TikTok and stuff like that, and I'm sure like different games and different like music styles and shit like that. I was never big into music anyway, and TV shows. I don't know what kids watch these days. And that's just growing old. Like it happens to everyone to some degree or another.
Yeah.
But I did know the Game Grumps, but if only because of JonTron, if anything else. But obviously,
it's a bit different for me as well because YouTube didn't exist until I was an adult already. So
technically, same with me. But at that point, I was already. What were you doing before YouTube?
30.
Like, what were you watching before YouTube came along?
Most I would either just play video games or go hang out with my friends, basically, or like maybe watch like a few sitcoms or something like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and
great show.
Yeah,
classic.
I remember I used to watch that one in high school. Play on my SNES, you know.
here's an example of why I don't really have too much sympathy for Dan, because he kind of was acting like a piece of shit. Like he'd like 7 women came forward and said that how Dan basically ghosted them after he kind of got what he wanted. But here's the thing, that's still that's a dick move, but it's not exactly like cancel culture dick move. You know,
no.
It's rather don't date
fuck
him.
Cancel culture, by the way, entirely.
You
can disapprove of one aspect of a person and not desire the ruination of their career.
Absolutely. Like it's a great example of being like, hey, this person, it probably wouldn't, I could say you're a friend and they're like, oh, this guy, he just started texting me, and I'm like, he's kind of what he did to his last 5 or 6 girlfriends, right? And then you can give them a little bit of like, just be careful, don't get your hopes up too high. No. But not saying that he's the fucking devil,
And here's the biggest thing. If you're a true Game Grumps fan, you should not have been surprised by that, because he has stated multiple times on the show that he does not, like, he's not looking for a long-term relationship. He doesn't want to be tied down by anybody. He just wants stuff casual. So if he's not turning into, if sleeping with him is not turning into a long-distance relationship, you should not have been surprised.
Absolutely. Like, what's the
he has said up front that he's like that. So,
I mean, that's going back now to groupie culture stuff. Like, what you're getting into when you're hooking up with someone like that. Obviously, there are examples of like meeting someone online via a show, and Chelsea is a great example of that. Chelsea and met TJ via being a fan. And they kind of just went back and forth, and they met up, and they're still together now, and hopefully they stay together.
Now they're married.
I forgot about that. Isn't that crazy? Can we just take in how fucking crazy that is? And then how like Marshall and I met literally through a stream too.
Yeah.
Jamie, if you guys know Jamie, my sister
with,
Jamie, Sorry?
Sorry, you finish.
I was gonna say, like, my sister Jamie, she was like a big fan of Marshall, and me and Jamie did some shows together, and then Marshall came on and we just met on the stream, and then like we've literally been talking every day since, and then we ended up getting married. And it's actually so crazy just like what can actually happen when just simply streaming. Awesome. Yeah.
By the way, I love the fact that don't you both have the same initials? Are you both MMs?
Yeah. There are.
I love that.
I love
it. That's your power.
Yeah, like acronym. The same sort of thing happened with Armor Skeptic and Shoeonhead, although I do believe they split apart now. But that's just because
they've been gone for a while now.
That's because I think that happened after COVID started, though, didn't it?
I don't want to think too much about that.
I mean, the pressures of being a cross-border relationship when you can't cross the border anymore.
Negative. JF EP and Mama JF.
Yeah, like sometimes. True, but sometimes it works out in the case of Marilyn and her band here, obviously, but for some other people, maybe it didn't work out, but I mean, they were together a long time too, and they started out as her contacting him as a fan. So
these
sort of things can work out okay, but again,
it can. Yeah,
Dan has stated that he's not looking to be tied down to a single person, so nobody should have been surprised by this.
Yeah. Exactly.
I don't think it's a good personality trait. But at the same time, I don't think that he's I don't think he's a monster for this. Now, if there's any more tips to it, well, then that's.
Here's the thing. I would say it can be a negative personality trait if you are not honest about it. But he's been honest about it and open about that fact the whole time. So I think it's perfectly fine to not want, like, if all you want is one night stands,
no, that's fine.
That's okay, as long as you're open, as long as you're honest about it from the start.
That's
and
fine.
She should have known that. I don't hold it against him at all. He's a very sweet boy, as far as I can see.
Here's his statement anyway. I stand by the fact that any interactions that took place of a sexual nature with the person in question were done so when she was 22 years old and we were both consenting adults. To claim I engaged in any predatory behavior is simply untrue, he stated. I have made mistakes in the past, and I apologize. My actions or words ever made anyone upset. Those mistakes were never ill-intentioned, exploitative, or illegal in any capacity. That does sound like his lawyer kind of did write that a little bit. But
I just want to say, I mean, yes, obviously his lawyer was involved in helping him craft that message, but kudos to him for not folding and being like, "Oh, I'm a bad person." Like, kudos for not folding underneath the expectations of the woke crowd. You know, don't be like, "Oh, I was wrong." Like, no, he did not say he was wrong.
They haven't brought it up on
he apologized for hurt feelings,
yet.
but he did not admit to doing anything wrong, which I don't think he did. Good for him for standing his ground on this.
No,
that's what I'm saying.
I don't have that much strong feelings one way or another. They're just a show I'm aware of. But I mean,
I'm subscribed. I enjoy them.
Last time I watched any of their stuff, I think I was in Omaha at the time. The time before I was in States last.
Yeah, it's been a little hit and miss for me lately because they just finished doing a long series on Danganronpa game, and I don't give a fuck about Danganronpa, so I haven't been watching them too much because they haven't been doing stuff I wanted to watch. But whenever they play a game I at least care about, or at least am interested in listening to them comment on like Sonic shit.
Yeah.
And
because
they've been doing Sonic Heroes again, and Sonic Heroes is a shit game, but it's funny to listen to them make fun of it. At least
I do like one thing that they do: the animations.
Well, they don't do those, but they are hilarious.
Yeah, those are good. This is interesting. Timeless Cave Lockdown examines the impact of human guinea pigs. 15-strong team made in their subterranean Pyrenees home for 40 days without phones, watches, or natural light. Oh wait, 40 days? That doesn't seem as long as...
That doesn't seem that long.
Yeah, like... Oh no, they don't have phones.
I could do that easy. Fuck natural light.
Yeah, I mean, like a fluorescent light or bloody...
I don't even like bright, sunny... Like, you hear about people talking about how cheerful, bright, sunny days are. I find it obnoxious.
As long as I've got some shades, I'm happy.
Give me a mildly overcast day. That's nice and chill. I like that.
Yeah, an Irish summer, then.
Like just sort of like you can see everything, but it's just slightly gray. Because there's a little bit of clouds. I like that. I like that stuff.
Research exposition is underway in which we'll see a small group of volunteers spend 6 weeks underground with no way of telling time to study the impact on humans. That is interesting, but if you ever seen
Vsauce, no clocks at all?
No watches, no timepieces of any kind.
That's weird.
But if you ever seen Vsauce, he did a thing where he was stuck in the most isolated room for 3 days straight without any way of telling what time it is. And he did start losing his mind a little bit. 15-strong team led by French-Swiss explorer Christian Klotz. There's a name, Christian Klotz. That does sound like a French-Swiss explorer name.
I don't think that would bother me, but it would be a little weird.
It would be a bit strange because you'd have no concept of the passage of time. You'd have to remember how to keep track yourself, and you'd slowly drift, and you'd be no way of stopping it.
Well, I think in a case like this, you don't really need to keep track. You just eat when you're hungry, and you sleep when you're tired, and
that's probably what they're aiming for. Experiment dubbed Deep Time. That's a name. That's a good name. Will remain in their subterranean home for 40 days without phones, watches, or natural light. Prior to entering the cave, Mr. Klotz said 3 separate living spaces have been set up: one for sleeping, one for living, and one for carrying out
topography.
Thank you. In particular on flora
topography.
Togo Garipi. However, the main focus of the study topography.
Yeah, that is a weird. You mentioned that earlier, but that is definitely a weird relationship going on.
Jesus. And that's an example of how
she is very low IQ.
An example of somebody using their status and power to have a far too much power over somebody. However, a main focus of the leader and 7 women aged 27 to 50 who've joined him underground where the temperature is constant 12 Celsius or 54 Fahrenheit, fitted with sensors to allow monitoring. Around a dozen scientists learned how humans react without normal everyday frame of reference provided by time. Well, these days, people are in their own time bubbles. If they're not working or going to school, they just set their own times. So your body
I feel like I would be a bad person to be part of this experiment because I don't think this would bother me much.
You'd think that, but then they did something like this in the 70s involving a boat where they had a group of like 8 people and they set out onto on a ship for I think a year, just isolated. to see what would happen, and it was.
I think it would bother me to be isolated on a boat for a year.
Yeah.
But like 6 weeks.
Part of the monitoring team said, experiment in the first of its kind. Hope they record it. Like, I hope they record themselves, because if they start like losing their minds, that would be some fucking.
You want to
like,
see that?
Hurling accusations.
Somebody's got to record that.
Like throwing
I would watch
punches.
that.
Yeah.
I mean, they have to be recording it, otherwise it's a bad experiment, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, no, that definitely would be.
It's like day 1, they're all hugging and smiling for the camera, and by day 10, they're all.
Also, I feel like being stuck on a boat for a year would probably drive Marilyn nuts.
It would. I don't even like being on a boat for like 5 minutes. I don't like open water at all.
Oh, you need to get your sea legs going. Oh.
Yeah, I just don't like it. I'm terrified. Like, I'm deathly terrified of sharks. So
you should
yeah,
you should do some sort of collaboration with Jesse Cox. Then, do you know who that is?
I think I've heard of that name before, but
he's a Let's Play YouTuber who has a shark phobia as well.
I hate sharks. I'm absolutely terrified. And I think what really contributed to that was when I was in, I think, grade maybe 5, my teacher made us watch Jaws. And I was like crying. I was like, no, I don't want to watch this. Like, I'm scared. And she like made me, like, she sat me down right beside her and made me watch it.
That is bullshit.
That's something that would lose her a job, or at least get suspension these days.
Nowadays,
honestly,
yeah.
bro, I can't even believe that that happened. It was allowed. It happened, and it was crazy. So yeah, ever since then, like, I've always been scared of like open water and sharks before that, but since then it's just gotten like.
I mean, I would certainly be nervous as hell if I fell in the water, like out in the middle of the ocean. For damn sure.
I'd be more scared of just the
here's
tides
the question, though.
Trying to like take you,
like,
that's true.
Pulling you down.
Here's the question, though, Marilyn. What if you were the shark?
I don't know. I'm pretty scared of myself.
No, there's a video game about playing as a shark.
There's a few of them,
and
actually.
Eating people.
Yeah.
Possibly,
I don't know.
but there's one that's relatively modern and pretty fun.
It'd be interesting. I don't like the look of them. They just creep me the fuck out. The big
they are weird.
Black like a doll's eyes.
Yeah. So yeah, that's just not something
dead
that
and
interests
soulless.
me. Yeah.
Soulless eating machines.
Now, if I'm like, see, even if I'm in a bigger body of water that I know there's no sharks in, I'll still be scared, bro. It's actually crazy. But I do like, yeah.
Well, there's always the fear of drowning as well, right? Like if the boat got away from you, you'd be fucked.
Yeah, and there was one time where I almost drowned, and it was actually scary. Like my one friend actually saved my life. I was underwater, I was drowning, and the guy like picked me up and like threw me onto a rock, and like, yeah, it was crazy. So I just don't like.
You were there then.
I was terrified of heights, so I jumped off a cliff once, and then afterwards I'm still terrified of heights. It didn't work. It just didn't work. It was a great view going down into the ocean. Like, everything was just, it looked so surreal, the other side of the bay. But
I mean, that's the thing. Like, if you're in a situation where you have a long fall, I feel like the fall part would be a lot of fun.
Well, yeah, that's why people
there's always
jump.
The worry about how you're going to hit at the bottom, right?
Yeah, I can't trust bungee jumps. I'm always worried about the wire's going to snap, or it's too long, and then you just got to go face first into the ground.
That's why I like how some of them do it over water, so that even if it snaps, you've got something soft to land in.
At that speed, it doesn't matter how like.
Well, it depends how deep it is and what angle you hit at.
Yeah, if you have to make yourself as small as possible.
Yeah, you got to jackknife it in, and you have to therefore make sure the water is deep enough.
Gonna blow up.
Yeah, you got to jackknife in, and the water has to be deep enough that if you jackknife in at that speed, you're not going to hit the bottom.
How about we watch some videos?
I like videos.
We're not non-violent. We'll fucking
curb your supremacy.
Curb your supremacist expectations.
Kill these people.
Look at those mighty moves that are forming. They're not quite there yet, but they're getting there.
I mean, I feel that. It's like looking in a mirror almost.
White nationalist speaker, unite the right. He actually didn't
without the camo and the nationalism, that is.
Didn't DP cover this guy at one point, or was it TFF?
Not that I recall.
380 ACP, Glock 19, 9mm, Ruger LC9, also 9mm.
9mm.
What accent is that? Is that Australian?
It sounds like an Australian who moved to the States 10 years ago.
The
or
Bronx
20 years
did
ago.
that, and then went through a time warp to the 20s of the Bronx.
Yeah. Exactly.
Well, I actually have another AK in that bag over there. You get lose track of your fucking guns.
Whenever the music kicks up, this is where the sting happens. Let's see what happens.
There's a knife.
Pardon?
Well, I actually have another AK in that bag over there. You get lose track of your fucking guns, huh?
I have been told that there's a warrant out for my arrest. And they said that they wouldn't confirm it, but that I could find this out if I, excuse me.
Oh, he's so scared. Oh, baby.
Is he, though?
He's starting
armed.
to cry.
I do not want violence with you. All right, I'm terrified. I'm afraid you're going to kill me. I really am.
Oh, shit.
The piece
Why would they be trying to arrest this guy, though?
Gee,
because he's got a lot of guns and he's talking shit?
He was ahead of the Unite the Right rally. That was the one at Charlottesville.
I don't remember what Charlottesville is about.
You don't remember Charlottesville? With the...
No.
They will not divide us. And they all have the tiki torches, the alt-righters. The car that drove through.
Honestly, there's so... The alt-righters have been doing so much shit that it's all kind of become a blur.
That's to say, if he did get arrested, he earned it.
Entirely possible. Curb Your Obesity.
Oh, yeah. This is a good one.
Blair River, the so-called spokesmodel of the Heart Attack Grill.
The Heart Attack Grill.
The size of this guy.
Does that remind you of something?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I remember all those stories from Billy.
This is the guy who predated Billy's potential.
It's just the guy who had the heart attack?
Yes.
Featured in a series of tongue-in-cheek
there's Nurse Nasty, I think.
Commercials that have gone viral.
Little person nurse that Billy's into?
I think so.
We met Blair in January. Back then, he told us one of the perks of the job is eating free. Anyone who is over 350 pounds doesn't have to pay.
I'm big, you know what I mean? And so...
Well, they're going to pay in some other way
here every
already.
day, so why not have fun with it and go with it as long as I can?
Sadly, we now know how long that was. Blair died last week at the age of 29.
Yeah.
Although honestly, speaking of the little people thing, I would like to see some sort of poll of people who fall into that category and what they prefer to actually be called, because
little people, dwarves.
I don't know that they prefer little people, because little people sounds really condescending to me.
It does. Obviously, you don't want to call them something obviously derogatory like munchkin or I'm going to say idiot. I'm pretty sure they're not cool with any of that. But maybe there's
well, they might be okay with that name because it's kind of more. I mean, I don't know, or maybe dwarf, but that could be insulting too. Maybe I don't know. I want to know what they prefer to be called, and not just from one person, because that could be a one-off case.
Yeah,
right?
there should be a poll.
I would like to see a poll because I want to know what they want to be called. I don't want to know what some white knight claims they want to be called.
Yeah, bro, I love this doctor so much. He's so straightforward and badass. He's like, you're fat. You need to lose weight.
You've seen this.
Get on it.
Yeah.
Well,
I guess I'm not even.
I've just I've watched a lot of My 600-Pound Life, and they always go to him. So I've seen a lot of this doctor.
So what you're saying is the inevitable conclusion. This guy saw it coming.
Yeah.
Listen to her justification. She's, if I'm right, she's just gotten the surgery to make her stomach smaller, and it's not. She's obviously getting sick, and she doesn't know why. And well,
the stapling
gave you the instruction that you need to follow, and you never follow it. You play your cards.
Yeah, I can't really hear it.
Surgery, and now you're playing this kind of game, and you think that's okay? How in the world somebody?
I'm playing any game. I throw up constantly. I eat what I can keep down.
That's how it works. You throw up constantly because the surgery forces you to when you overeat now.
I think my problem is I'm holding.
Because she's overeating.
Yeah.
It's because
your stomach is half the size now.
Yeah, and
get it yet. I think that like she can't eat the way she did anymore. Like, what did she think was going to happen?
Exactly. Like,
why
that's
why
the
get your
thing.
stomach
And I see
stapled if
this
you're
a
gonna
lot
eat
on
the
this.
same amount of food?
Exactly.
Exactly. And that's what you end up seeing a lot on these shows is like, yeah, they'll get their stomach lining small, like reduced, smaller, and they'll still eat the same amount. So yeah, then it's gonna force you to throw it because your stomach doesn't have room for that food. It's so small now. And yeah, they'll keep eating their same patterns and they just don't understand that.
A lot of fluid. I can't hardly pee.
Really?
I don't know what. I mean, you.
What do you mean you don't know?
Really?
And you think that you're not eating and you're getting
I don't want to
fat.
get malnourished either.
Do you look like you're malnourished?
Not gonna get
Oh,
Burn.
oh, roasted. I like this guy.
Yeah, he's
That's what I'm saying. He's a badass.
Yeah.
Speaking of a badass,
He doesn't give a shit.
Marilyn, we're about to introduce you. Most likely, you might have heard this guy, but we're about to introduce you to Ireland's favorite son, and other people might say otherwise.
Yes.
Fuck it, he's our favorite son.
Absolutely.
However, this is going to be the first time we're going to see his new one of his other characters. This is the posh rugby twat.
Oh, okay.
I
like his Irish farmer character.
yeah, Farmer Murphy. I think this is Farmer Murphy up here. So let's watch him first, actually.
So, Michael, the election is over.
It is,
and
Kathleen.
Of course, we all know
Up
by
the
now.
rock, Kathleen,
That Sinn Féin have topped the polls.
They have, Kathleen. Congratulations.
I know you're delighted.
Gorgeous. Gorgeous, Kathleen. Or whatever they say in the Irish. So we can start killing the Protestants
No,
now
Michael,
tonight,
that's
Kathleen.
not what this is about.
Start
No.
rounding them up,
Michael,
Kathleen.
no.
Sinn Féin is the IRA, was at one point the IRA party. So it was like the IRA's voice in the Irish government. So when anyone thinks
shit.
Sinn Féin.
I didn't know they had one.
Yeah, originally they were the party, and then the IRA was kind of their militant wing back when the English were. But nowadays, with the peace more or less settled in, and it looks like in the next few decades, the North's going to be, given over to Ireland. It's like no one really cares about the whole IRA shit anymore, except for the old lads. They're like, yeah, 700 yards and blah blah blah.
With lassos attached to the ropes.
Michael.
Come on, you dirty prod.
Michael, no, listen.
Well, maybe not kill them, Kathleen, but lightly beat them with sticks or something. Or put them in camps, Kathleen, and start to teach them the beautiful Irish Asgailigi. Kathleen, Asgailigi.
Asgailigi. It's Asgailga, but it's Asgailigi. He doesn't know how to speak Irish.
I don't know what you're trying to get at here, Michael, but that's not what these days are about anymore.
What are you talking about, Kathleen? Sure, I have my gun ready, Kathleen.
That's a knife.
You have to compensate, Kathleen. Times are hard.
Look, listen, Michael. It's a bit of a sticky
It's a butter knife.
situation sometimes because
You're
a
sticky situation,
Sinn
Kathleen.
Féin
Sometimes at night.
Sinn Féin are recognised for having a bit of a shady past, as you know.
Yes, it's brilliant, Kathleen. And fair play to them.
And Jerry Adams is involved in that shady past as well.
Yeah, a great man, Kathleen. A fine beer too, may I say.
Yeah, and of course, they haven't been very kind to, some members of Britain and things like that. So
yes, Kathleen, I know. What are you getting at?
Some people do tend to say that they are technically or basically, the IRA.
Sure, that's why I fucking voted for them, Kathleen.
I love the contrast here too, because Kathleen's such like a gentle little sweetheart, and this guy's such a raving lunatic.
That's them there.
Or that particular character he does. I mean,
he shaved his head on Paddy's Day for charity. The Irish Rover style. Michael when Kathleen leaves the house.
I love this guy. There you go. There's some smoke, so you don't have to see anymore. This guy is hilarious.
God bless that smoke.
Mm-hmm.
How to treat the woman in your life this International Women's
Kathleen,
Day.
I have a small little present for you for International Women's Day. But it's
Women's Day.
Far away, so we'll have to go for a spin to get it. But the battery's on the blink. So you'll have to give the car a little push if you don't mind, good girl.
Oh, for fuck's sake, Michael.
Go on, Kathleen, that's it.
I'm trying.
Just have to try again. I have to get it in gear. Go on, good girl.
I'm trying like
That's
this.
it. Strong, independent woman, don't need no man. Go on, Kathleen.
Like this, I'm trying.
Good girl.
I'm trying.
Good girl. We must use the fruit. You have to get a rope, Kathleen. You have to drag to the front.
Where are we going to get one, my kid?
Go on, Kathleen, good girl. We nearly have it. The engine's nearly started. Keep pulling, good girl.
Happy International Women's Day, ladies.
Yeah.
That's it. Go on, a bit faster now. Go on.
Michael, the engine's running.
Happy International Women's Day.
Mikey!
This guy's such a riot.
This is the
I
first.
wonder what he's like. I wonder what he's actually like.
Well, I think that one where he shaves his head. I think that's just him talking. And like,
This is obviously him doing characters. But
yeah, this is one we've never seen before. The posh rugby twat are enjoying. Now this is meant to be the really wealthy south side of Dublin. Daddy got me into college, don't you know? I wintered in the Alps. Ponces, little shits.
Absolutely wonderful game of ruggers today. We're watching the ruggers.
Totally.
Ruggers. I've never watched a game of ruggers.
Is that supposed to be rugby? Yeah.
Absolutely
Totally.
smashing.
Smashing
Now,
game.
I wanted England to win myself, but you can't help
So
but
did I.
feel for the English. You know, like the Scots. They were nice people, but as you know, they're a barbarous nation. Like,
Totally.
not as civilized as the English, but
No,
yeah, great
not
game.
quite.
You could say the wheels come off the chariot there, Larkin, eh? But
Yeah, definitely. I think so. Yeah.
absolutely, like
Is he supposed to be doing
you
an
know,
English character here?
No, he's doing a posh Dublin accent. Like this is
Okay, because he was kissing England's ass there. So
yeah,
I'm sure.
they kiss the living shit out of England. Anything that isn't Ireland, they kiss the living shit out of. Except for the rugby, in which case they got to side with the Irish, if only because it would look a little bit weird. You know, I don't want people to think getting weird about it.
I like England because, like, I've Daddy has a lot of business interest there.
Oh God, my daddy's business interested
Yeah,
too.
absolutely. You have to. If you're in the business world, you have to have some basis in
it's
England.
where the money is.
Oh
right?
yeah, absolutely. And I've a lot of family there. May I add, in the south, not the.
Oh shit! Even that's like that's where all the posh English people live. So he's
naturally. First, he likes them, right?
Yeah, absolutely. He's not a bootlicker at all. No. He's more of a brown noser. Yes.
I like this guy. He's funny.
North.
I do have to apologize. My allergies are getting so bad right now. I actually have to head out to the store to get some allergy pills. I just realized
That's okay. We're like
I'm
15
so
minutes
sorry.
from finishing anyway, so it's all
Okay.
good.
It's all
Thanks
good.
for coming by,
have
though.
have a great rest of your show. Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thanks for dropping
great
by.
being
I hope
on.
you feel better.
Yeah. Thank you. They're just so bad. Okay. Have
No
a great
worries.
day, guys.
You're still here for like most of it, so have a good one.
There you go.
See ya.
Okay. Bye, guys.
I'll just fix you back in spot. And
Aye.
yeah, well, we got her anyway. We got her for a little bit.
Yeah, I know that was fun. She seemed to be enjoying herself, you know.
Yeah, I've got some really fucked up allergies when I was younger, so I can kind of relate.
Yeah, I'm lucky. I've never really had allergy problems until the weirdest thing, actually, when I was in my 30s, early 30s, I started developing an allergy to cats.
Oh, that sucks.
And I'd grown up around cats all my whole life, so I don't know where the fuck that came from. Really bothered me though, because I had cats at the time, and
yeah,
I had to give them away, and it was very sad.
Well, what's the end of this, and then move on.
Because the North is
who wants the North?
The North goes wanting. But yeah, the Calcutta Cup is on its way to Scotland. I absolutely adore Calcutta.
Yay, ruggers.
Dad and me used to holiday in Calcutta years ago.
Really?
Yeah. I used to know a guy who used to say this about China. I swear, when I was in Dublin, I'd go to Porterhouse. The old Porter. Yeah, I was out there in the Porter last week. Yes.
Well, one interesting side point. Do you know Gandhi?
I am aware of Gandhi.
Gandhi was actually into the Bruggers.
Oh, yeah?
Now, he was slight of frame, but my God, when that little man went running with those flip-flops on, I'll tell you, there was nothing more fascinating. But anyways,
Totally.
all I have to say is go England in the next match, and
Go England, yay, ruggers.
they'll be back. England will be back.
They will.
Now they're telling themselves because they fucking suck at rugby. Yeah, that's disturbingly accurate. Like, he gets a very good Colchi down, he gets a very good posh Dublin down. He needs to get a good Dublin scumbag now, just the nice trifecta going on. Maybe a character from the north.
There you go. The posh, the scumbag, and the farmer. Yeah.
I
remember this.
Yeah, we already seen that one. There's another one.
Waste. On the one hand, waste of cake. On the second hand, it looks like a shitty cake anyway.
Oh, this, yeah. It kind of sucks he needs to have this.
Energy savings mode. I like that.
I do like the hat, in all fairness. It is kind of a cool hat.
That's a cool hat.
I like the clothes now that actually have stuff writing go across it. It's kind of cool.
I wonder how often he has to replace batteries on that thing.
I've always wondered, what's that metal thing in the middle there? Is that like the basic like pro? Like...
It's the solar panel. I don't know.
Probably. Oh yeah, this is good. And there's no noise. Okay, that's cool. Look at that.
Wait, what? I missed it.
Okay. She throws.
Whoa.
She misses. It bounces back. Comes right back. And it lands right in between her legs.
Oh, she fucked that up royally.
Falling.
How did she do that?
I don't think anyone knows. That's falling.
I wonder if it got stuck on her fingers for a second there.
I think so. I hear that happens a lot when I don't know if she's wearing nails or anything like that, but yeah. I haven't played a game of bowling in years.
Me neither.
I know, what's this? Oh.
Pieces off a spark plug at a car window that it'll shatter, so we're about to test it out. Oh. Yeah. It's fake.
Obviously. Wait, what? Wait, what?
So people were telling me the other day that if you throw pieces off a spark plug at a car window that it'll shatter, so we're about to test it out.
Clink.
Oh. It's fake.
Chunk.
That is a weird delayed reaction right there.
Yeah, he threw it again, and that time it just smashed into 1,000 pieces.
Oh, I didn't see him throw it again. I thought it just suddenly cracked like 5 seconds after he did it.
Oh, baby bonobos. Ook.
The monkey.
All hail the monk. There's nothing to this. I just love watching baby.
That's just cute.
It's just cute, monks. Just cute. Oh my God! There is a king cobra.
What's up, YouTube? So I want to say a couple things.
So what's it? He's talking about chatterbait? Oh God.
Oh no.
This.
One, I occasionally broadcast on chatterbait. It is for my adult fans only. You might see me on chatterbait whacking off to some.
I don't want to see you whacking off to anything there, Codes.
Hot of age chick.
Every time.
He has to clarify it every fucking time.
Do you think he gets harassed by accusations of wrongdoing, and that's why he's doing it?
I think it happened once, and he's never been able to let it go.
He's just gotten paranoid about it?
Yeah.
That's just my own thing. That's completely separate from what I do here. So if you see screenshots of me popping up, don't worry about it. I jack off to hot chicks on chatterbait that are old enough.
Stop.
That's
why?
That's what they're there for, yes.
Why does he need to clarify?
By the way, I just want to mention at this point, I've gotten through enough of the gin that I'm starting to have trouble typing properly.
Nice. Once again, you reach your destination long before me.
Well, I don't know what you're doing, but I've been drinking mine straight.
Oh yeah, no, I've been adding.
Which makes it taste nasty, by the way.
Yeah, you should have done like shots or something.
If anybody's been seeing me making faces, it's because
for consensual of age, you know nasty. What? And well,
I gotta give him credit. He's been here long enough now, and the place still doesn't look like a complete shithole. I was expecting stains on the wall, stains on the ground, stains on the stains. A whole lot of stains.
There are some carpet stains. I think there are some carpet stains. He's just moved the camera over so you can't see them anymore.
Yes. Oh my god. The white stain
like
there.
A little bit farther left. No, if the camera was a little farther to the left, I think there's carpet stains. If I remember correctly.
That is, I think there's a big white stain.
Yeah, but he's hiding carpet stains right now. Like maybe a foot to the left, there's a carpet stain, if I recall correctly.
After 3 years of not having sex, you got to get creative with your masturbation. And sometimes when I'm jacking off to hot chicks on Chatterbait, they'll be like, "Oh, hey, I see Cobras live."
I'm sure that's what they look for. They actively seek you out. I think the people who seek you out are not the people you want to see. Want you to be seeing you. You know, whipping the old snake.
They check me out what I'm doing. They're like, "Oh, hey, Cobra's hot. I totally end his dry spell," and it's just enough to get me there.
Although to be fair,
because people are sending me text messages.
Like, you know how he likes to brag about how he's ripped?
Yeah.
He is a little bit ripped, like not massively.
Where?
But like he does
biceps.
Like when he takes his shirt off and he does the flex thing, like he's got a little bit of abs and a little bit of biceps, not much, but more than the average person who doesn't exercise at all would have.
All right,
I'll give him a tiny bit of credit for it.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think Ben's a little unfair on that.
Like, what the fuck is this shit? I'm like, it's me enjoying some hot chicks on Chatterbait, man.
Yes, but are they of age?
I don't broadcast on Chatterbait all the time, but occasionally I'll do it to add an extra kink factor to it, man.
Oh, God.
So if you don't want to judge me for jacking off to hot of age pussy on Chatterbait, then go ahead and judge away. I can't control who fucking steals my content when I'm on Chatterbait. I'm sitting there going, "Hey, hot chick, booyaka, 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 hey, look at that."
And sped him up a bit.
So if you see me on Chatterbait broadcasting some hot chick, pretty much ignore it.
Let's do that again. Let's do that one again.
I'm sitting there going, "Hey, hot chick, booyaka, 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 hey, look at that." So if you see me on Chatterbait broadcasting some hot chick,
we need that
pretty much ignore it. That's from
Dude, that could replace Space Ghost.
Yes.
Him going booyaka, booyaka, booyaka. Yes. All right, I can do that.
No, we need to get that. We need to get that clipped, and then you need to have it on a stream deck button.
Oh, you're asking much of my simple skills, but I could possibly at least have it like
it's good to have goals.
Yeah, we can achieve. We can have like a soundboard off to one side full of old things.
My adult fans only. For me personally, you know, because when the Chatterbait.
Do you have 1.5 times speed here? It sounds like it.
Double speed, actually.
I was just like, "Hey, I see Cobra broadcasting to me. Nice." And I'm like, "Yeah." And then it says, "Oh, I would end King Cobra's dry spell. I want to make this video right now and get it out of the way before anything else happens."
I want to end.
I like how putting him on double speed. Putting him on double speed is almost like him talking at a normal person's rate.
I know, right? How come I didn't do this a long time ago? But a woman said, "I want to end King Cobra's dry spell."
Ooh.
If this is true, she is either the greatest hero of all time or the greatest villain.
I mean, he could use it. Let's be honest.
Oh, absolutely.
They're accusing me of shite. I'm like, look, I broadcast on Chatterbaits. I don't do that too often. Once in a blue moon.
I hate his hair. Oh, God, it is so bad looking.
It is. I like how he constantly advertises tactical soap and brags about how good it works while he's in the middle of a dry spell.
Years-long dry spell.
Like, if it was working for its intended purpose, you wouldn't be in a dry spell. So it's obviously not
Unless,
working.
of course, it really does work, but he's so socially awkward that he fucks even that up.
Oh, do you think the girls are approaching him because of the smell, but then are repelled as soon as he opens his mouth?
Yes. Like, he has it on sandbox mode, but he still kills himself.
That makes entirely too much sense. I agree.
I'll sit there and watch
also,
chick
what the
do
fuck
my
is
thing.
with the puppet?
He uses the puppet sometimes. Uses,
Oh.
Yes. He uses the puppet. In what way?
No,
yes.
let's not expand on that thought at all, please.
In ways.
But occasionally I'll fire up the camera and be like, hey, it's your boy got the King Cobra chilling out on Chatterbait. Like, hey, just wanted to say that right quick. If you judge me for jacking off on Chatterbait, that's your choice. But
that's what Chatterbait is for. It's in the name.
That would be like going to fucking Tinder and being like, I'm sorry here, guys. I'm looking for a date. I know. Go to hell. But I'm desperate. I went to Tinder. Like, fuck off. Like,
you're in the wrong place.
As long as the girls are of age, which they are, then I don't care. This chick's pretty hot. Oh, jeez. Let's see what we got.
Some Danny Evidence stuff right there.
Nice reference.
Featured on.
No,
I'm trying to spell.
It's all the same episode. I'm tying it together.
Guys, who can give me 300 Turkish tokens?
Hello, a dream.
I want him to go on a date, and the first thing he says when he meets her, she's at like the restaurant. He comes in dressed up fully in his King Cobra outfit, and he goes, "Hello, wet dream."
Yeah. Smooth. I like how he's rocking the full like supervillain level goatee here, with no other beard at all.
It's the Billy Goat one. Like it's a pure Billy Goat one. You expect him to eat a can at some point.
Fuck raping you.
Or turn somebody into a frog.
Fuck raping you.
Fuck raping you? Wait, what?
What?
That one
Go
might
back a little farther than that.
Yeah, well, we might need to get about normal speed and get that exact. What?
Fuck rape videos.
Fuck rape videos.
Okay, yes. Fuck rape videos. I am totally with him on that. Yeah.
That's fine. You scared us there a little bit, Copes.
Fuck that shit entirely.
Fuck rape in general. Yes, IE666.
Unless it's like a faked fantasy thing. But fuck real rape. Absolutely.
All right, while I have you here, did we ever talk about the Belle Define video that she put out with her partner? What did you think?
I don't remember. Oh yeah, I haven't seen it, but I saw her tweet about advertising it, and I thought that was hilarious. That she was like, "This is my ideal first date." That was hilarious.
Yeah, she gets hog-tied in the back of a van. She gets driven out somewhere,
and that's her ideal first date. I mean, that is A+ premium porn advertisement tweet right there.
And it worked.
That is so many people's fantasy right there.
We're losing their shit over it for obvious reasons. And the thing is, did we ever actually address like our stances on it? Because I think that it's fine because they're both consenting adults and they know there's a huge difference between that and reading.
It was all pretend. So sure, if she's got a rape fantasy and she wants to do a porn about a pretend rape, then it's great, fine, whatever floats her boat. I mean, I thought it was a pretty sexy idea for a pretend thing.
No, Cobes, no, Cobes.
You're not on Chatterbait right now, buddy.
I think he is, and they just kind of stole his footage. But obviously, this wouldn't be shown.
So we're moving on. We're moving on to our sweet boy now. Then is what you're saying.
Oh, good. We missed out.
Actually, we're running out of time anyway. So let's hit ourselves some Buff Corral and call it a night.
All right, we can do that. Just one quick check to see if that's everything. There is one very brief thing we can talk about. Very brief thing before Buff Corral. Yeah, Diddly Doodly.
Ah, yes.
They started a Ned Flanders metal band, which I recall from a long time ago. Then The Simpsons called. This is new. What started as a joke between friends.
I like how they refer to themselves as a
Red?
Nettle.
Oh, Nettle. It was Sunday night, and the closing credits of 650. Suddenly interrupted. The standard black screen disappeared and was replaced by 5 adult men tearing through a brutally heavy metal track, guzzling white wine and smashing glasses and instruments while dressed as Ned Flanders. Devout Simpsons fan who was studios might even recognize lyrics from was back in. You only live once, give me a white wine spritzer.
From one of the episodes, yeah.
Yeah, it was from the Vegas episode.
Yeah.
Closing credit clips wasn't some elaborate prank. You talk about Simpsons writers, but music video made by the band Oakley Dokley. Oakley Dokility.
No, Oakley Dokley.
I like the Killity part. Howdily Doodly from
their debut album, Howdily Doodly.
Formed 2015, Oakley Dokley proudly claimed to be the world's first and only Nettle band, the metal outfit that pulls most lyrics in the mouth of Springfield's most pious denizen, Ned Flanders. White Wine Spritzer comes with the season 10 episode.
I love the reversal of concept on that.
Ned loses in Vegas, and two ended up marrying cocktail waitresses. We saw the videos and knew that they had to be on the show. Longtime sisters Al Jean tells Rolling Stone, "We do not endorse their message of Instagram and drinking of white wine spritzer."
So seriously though, so many kudos to them, because you see so many stories of a big company seeing a fan do their own fan thing from their production, and then like going like, "Oh, cease and desist," but no, they're endorsing it instead.
Duff Beer is great.
When I first heard about this, actually, when I first heard about this story, and when I found out that the Simpsons found out about Oakley Dokley, I was like, "Oh shit, here we go!" But no, I was wrong. They're cool with it, so good for them.
It's impressive at this point. Like, you know, they might as well lean in on any excuse to stay relevant for the Simpsons. But no, I remember Duff Beer in I think it was Chile. Somebody had a brewery set up with the Duff logo, and they were tracked down by the Simpsons, so they had to move, and now they're kind of selling it on the QT. Yeah. So like they still.
I mean, that's more likely to happen though, because they're actually selling a thing.
You
know.
You still didn't start Ned Flanders bad. You still work in accounting. Head Ned tells Head Ned. I'd be like, well, all right. At least my invitation knows I had a good time. Idea for Oakley Dokley came into conversation between Head Ned and the group original drummer Bled Ned, who were trying to imagine the most ill-fitting name for a death metal band. Hitting upon Oakley Dokley, duo continued to spill out jokes. Well, frontman was dressed in Ned Flanders. Everyone is dressed in Ned Flanders. What was it? Nettle band, not a metal band. There's Flanders quotes. The dream began to materialize when the Head Ned realized not only had
it's a pretty good goof. I've listened to one of their songs, and they are totally 100% metal.
This is probably the best part of it. The company allowed them to buy green sweaters in bulk. That was the single.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nothing at all.
Nothing at all. Nothing at all.
Stupid sexy
Feels
Flanders.
like I'm wearing nothing at all.
What about Ned Flanders, the man with the chest, and it shows him showering with this colossal dick that goes past his knees? All blurred out, of course. But bands make their second album, Howdily Toodily, released last month. Ned took on the...
I see what they did there.
Yeah. We can't look at it because we probably get the video the stream taken down.
You could do like 5 seconds, maybe.
Okay.
Just to give people an idea.
I have to go on YouTube anyway, so.
Like pop halfway in. Then
yeah, I know, but I also realized I was on the double speed still, so here we go.
Okay. They're totally metal. They're just doing it based on Simpsons jokes.
Let's see if there's anything I can easily spot. The left hand. The something plus devil equals we. Wait, is that lettuce? Lettuce plus devil.
The devil's lettuce.
Yes. He looks like the principal from Ferris Bueller there.
Yeah, kind of. Now, I think this is just the main singer, but it's a 5-person band and they all dress like Flanders.
Do they have glasses of water on the side for dipping?
I hope so.
They even have like custom art in the back there. That's impressive. That's cool. Obviously, listen to it on your own time, folks, because we couldn't listen to it too much, but it's impressive. Doja Cat, Streets, Daughter, The Reasons They Have Me, Simple Minds, Don't You Forget About Me. Ooh, tempting.
Oh, dude, Don't You Forget About Me. That's the only one of those 3 songs I know of.
Yeah.
This is a really good song, by the way, the original.
Before we go, a little bit of shilling. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already done so. We still have a little bit of time left if you want to get the bar rolling up here in the corner. And don't forget to check out the links down the description there below for links to Lush Gaming, who is there on Twitch, myself on here, on our Discord and all that shit, on Twitter, and of course Krendar, which you'll find his link tree down there as well. So, with that said, we'll wrap up the shield on this when we're done here. So
what's poppin', your boy Buff Club, baby, back up with the love, trying to get that, and then we back once again. Tough friends, your boy Buff.
Don't you
1, 2, 1, 5, 1, 8, 1, 9, 8.9. We're gonna count it down once again. Your boy Buff Club, the upper dip levels. We do. Anyways, today or midway through, we're gonna do Don't You Forget About Me by who's this by? By Simple Minds on the 1s and 2s. Your boy Buff Corell. You know how we do. So this guy further ado.
Isn't this an 80s song?
Yeah. Don't you forget.
Yeah. Fuck.
That's a ready say guy.
I may or may not be biased on that.
I either love or hate this, says August.
Yeah.
August, rather. Let's get that one.
More likely you will. He said that back during the
come see about me. I'll be alone, dancing, you know it, baby. Tell me your troubles and doubts. Give me everything inside and out. Love strange, so real in the dark. Think of the tender things that we were working on. Slow change may pull us apart. When the light gets into your heart, baby, don't you forget about me. Don't you.
You know what?
What?
It's not great, but he's done worse.
He's done much worse. I'd say this is very middle of the road for him.
Yeah.
Forget about me.
That's much better.
Nice twirl. Nice twirl. Pretty good.
Will you stand above me? Look my way and never love me. Rain keeps falling. Rain keeps falling. Down. Will you recognize me? Call my name or walk on by. Rain keeps falling.
Oh man, we could have gotten Phil Collins instead. Oh, we've got to remember.
When should we invite him to the show?
What, Phil Collins?
Yeah.
Rain keeps falling down.
He'd just be talking about himself the whole time, and I'd be trying to butt in over him, and it'd just be a battle.
You know what? I would be okay with that.
It would just be him and me interrupting each other every 5 seconds.
It would be a nice change of pace from you and me interrupting each other instead.
Oh, I'm completely self-aware. I interrupt you far more. But it's because I've got more interesting things to say. Yes, right, yes.
Hey! Don't you?
You know what I've just realized? This is what the Breakfast Club was missing. A Buff Corell character.
Absolutely.
You just see there the jock, the brain, the weirdo, the guy who dances with his shirt off. he's the only one that didn't go home at the end of the day, and he's just still dancing.
and then in the back, there's the guy who wants to give you a what is it? An Oscar.
You
deserve an Oscar, guy.
Summers, Mo Summers, or something like that.
Try to pretend it's my feelings, Bill. Whenever I wanna harm you or touch your defenses, vanity and security. Oh, don't you forget about me. I'll be alone, dancing, you know it, baby. Going to take you apart. I'll put us back together and hard, baby. Don't you forget about me. Don't.
His terrible singing is what holds it together long enough for you to be blindsided by his still, as always, amazing footwork.
Don't you
seriously
forget about me. As you walk on by, will you call my name? As you walk on by, will you call my name? When you walk away, or you walk away. Will you walk away? Come on, call my. Will you call my name? I said la 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 la
Oh, what?
I said, is he not a toddler in a giant ripped man's body?
He is. He is someone who in many ways never truly grew up. We could all hope to be like him one day, at least as toned. Peace. That was Simple Minds, Don't Forget About Me, covered by
That was
YouTube's
magical.
sensation Buff Carell. Coming up next, a message from our Krendar-based sponsors.
Thank you very much for joining us tonight, everybody. It was fun. I got most of the gin finished, at least. And have yourselves a good evening.
Yeah. Wait, you're not going to shill? You got nothing planned for tonight?
Oh yeah, I'm streaming a indie cyberpunk game called Dex in 45 minutes. It has been interesting so far.
I see. That sounds promising. As for me,
Just started yesterday. As for you,
I don't know what I'm gonna do. I might actually play some gamage.
That's a change.
You know what? Fuck it. Still got tons of this gin left, and I've got a little bit of vodka over there. Fuck it. Yeah. You know what, folks? I'll be around within the hour after this goes up to play. Something shooty, something easily shooty, and something easily playable while drink on me. I don't know what, but I'll think of it. It might even be Outer Worlds again, but I just did play that, so I don't know. We'll see. Could be Borderlands. Borderlands actually might be ideal. Borderlands. Yeah, okay, let's play Borderlands. Okay.
Which one?
The pre-sequel. I'm going to keep on playing the same character.
Oh yeah, that's right. You started doing that one.
Yeah. So yeah, this was fun. I want to thank Marilyn for showing up, and Lush is now. I declare a fatwa on her. May the glory of Allah find her and destroy her infidel self. In Minecraft, but we will be back next Friday, and I actually don't know who we've got, if we have anyone next week. I don't think we do.
We gotta have somebody, right?
I don't think so. I think I booked the week after, the Wednesday afterward, but
I don't remember.
No, we gotta ponder that. Right?
We better check that.
Yeah, we got a week to sort that out. But before that, Dirt will be joining me for 3 drinks minimum on Wednesday. So, on top of that, I will be gaming a little bit of Borderlands in about an hour at most. So, yeah, tune in then. As always, if you like the stream, remember to like, share, and subscribe. Be sure to check out the links down below for Krendar, for our guests, and for myself, including our shield thing up there at the start. And as always, if I get any cash throughout the week that Krendar isn't on, he still gets a cut, because I want to get this bar finished. So we need to move that shit along. But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to popping in again. Like, I might play Borderlands. I'm actually thinking. I'm really conflicted now. Borderlands or Outer Worlds.
Ooh,
I kind of
both
want
good
to play
choices.
Outer Worlds more. I want to get my character stronger so I can play the DLC. You'll know soon enough. You'll know soon enough when the game starts up. I'll have made my decision. But yeah, it has been a fun bearded booze-a-thon. We're less losing our shit every 5 seconds this time around. But it was still good. And yeah, I want to thank everyone, and hope you all have a fantastic evening. Hope to catch some of you in a little bit. And Borderlands, you scrub. We shall see, August. We shall see. But either way,